The Old Testament, or Hebrew Bible, narrates the history of the people of Israel over about a millennium, beginning with God's creation of the world and humankind, and contains the stories, laws, and moral lessons that form the basis of religious life for both Jews and Christians. For at least 1,000 years, both Jewish and Christian tradition held that a single author wrote the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, which together are known as the Torah, Hebrew for instruction, and the Pentateuch, Greek for 5 scrolls. That single author was believed to be Moses, the Hebrew prophet who led the Israelites out of captivity in Egypt and guided them across the Red Sea toward the Promised Land. Yet nearly from the beginning, readers of the Bible observed that there were things in the so-called 5 books of Moses that Moses himself could not possibly have witnessed. His own death, for example, occurs near the end of Deuteronomy, a volume of the Talmud, the collection of Jewish laws recorded between the 3rd and 5th centuries AD, dealt with this inconsistency by explaining that Joshua, Moses' successor as leader of the Israelites, likely wrote the verses about Moses' death. That's one opinion among many, says Joel Baden, a professor at Yale Divinity School and author of the composition of the Pentateuch, reviewing the documentary Hypothesis. But they're already asking the question, was it possible or not possible for Moses to have written them? By the time the Enlightenment began in the 17th century, most religious scholars were more seriously questioning the idea of Moses' authorship, as well as the idea that the Bible could possibly have been the work of any single author. Those first 5 books were filled with contradictory, repetitive material and often seemed to tell different versions of the Israelite story, even within a single section of text. As Baden explains, the classic example of this confusion is the story of Noah and the flood, Genesis 6-9. You read along and you say, "I don't know how many animals Noah took on the ark with him," he says. In this sentence it says 2 of every animal. In this sentence, he takes 2 of some animals and 14 of any animals. Similarly, the text records the length of the flood as 40 days in one place and 150 days in another.